Hello, I'm Dennis Drager. I'm a senior futurist with Shaving Tomorrow. This week's trend alert is focused on travel and tourism. I'll be presenting some key forecasts that our AI Athena has extracted for us this week. I hear and read many people saying that they're tired of talking about COVID-19 and coronavirus and pandemic and blah, blah, blah. Well, I sympathize. However, this disruption is likely to have a longer tail and wider effects than most people realize. So today we're going to take a look at forecasts for the travel industry both before and after. So I've arranged this summary to look at forecasts from before the virus went global and comparing them to forecasts that came after. All right, so let's get started. Now, first we're going to take a look at international arrivals and compare and contrast the expectations before and after that. So before, global tourism has experienced steady growth for over 6 decades, culminating in an estimated 1.2 billion international tourist arrivals in 2016, a figure that is forecast to rise to 1.8 billion by 2030. After, the UN World Tourism Organization projects a 20 to 30% decline in international tourist arrivals in 2020, worlds apart from the 4% decline in 2009 in the direct aftermath of the GFC. So it's no surprise that the pandemic is going to be quite a bit worse than the GFC. Now let's look at a trend before and a trend after. So before, the LTI projects U.S. inbound travel volume will decline 0.8% over the next 6 months as prolonged trade tensions and the high value of the dollar continue to weigh on demand for travel to the U.S. So it's interesting to see that at least in the U.S., travel was expected to dip anyway. After, IATA trade body calculates that revenue worldwide this year could decline by as much as 20%. After 9/11, airline revenues fell by 7%. So again, it's interesting to see that the pandemic is likely to have a greater effect on the travel industry than the combination even of the GFC and 9/11 together. Let's look at some employment issues. So before, travel and tourism is expected to contribute an average 9 million new jobs per year to 2028, up from less than 7 million per year between 2011 and 2017, representing around 1/4 of total global net job creation. So for those of you who didn't realize, the travel industry is quite a sizable part of the global economy. Now, after, the coronavirus epidemic is putting up to 50 million jobs in the global travel and tourism sector at risk, with travel likely to slump by 1/4 this year. Paying attention for the past year, you may not realize that the one aspect of travel that has been getting a great deal of good press lately is space tourism. Of course, Virgin Galactic went public, and also SpaceX's recent privatized launch of two NASA astronauts as gaining a great deal of attention for the space tourism industry. So before the pandemic really hit, Earth orbit will become the new frontier for adventurous travelers by 2026. That was pretty much in line with a lot of the other forecasts I saw for space tourism, very positive forecasts. And of course the after, as with the airline industry, demanding more robust health and safety standards from the FAA now will be critical to allowing space tourism to truly take off in the decade ahead. Not by any means a negative forecast, but still a balancing forecast. Now let's look at a few key questions. Can real human connection, fostered in a world of surging cross-border travel, actually create a stronger, more inclusive world? This question I thought was quite important considering the social unrest that's happening in the US and to a lesser degree, much lesser degree, in other parts of the world. To minimize the risk, Will room service and reception robots, Roomba-like disinfecting devices, and drone luggage delivery become the future of travel? So are we going to minimize human contact in travel industry? Will sensory-rich digital adventures replace actual travel in some cases, as 42% of respondents report? 42% seems like a pretty high percentage of people wanting to do digital adventures online. So what can travel brands do today to understand and align with informed travelers' expectations? Very good question for the industry right now. All right, well, those are our key forecasts from the Travel Trend Alert. And you can see the whole trend alert if you click the link below. If you need any help making sense of the forecast or developing strategies for your organization, be sure to contact us at Shaping Tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day and happy futuring.